What is up, guys? Sorry for the delay. Had some slide challenges. I take full responsibility. It's my fault. It's fine. All right. Good to see you. Hopefully you're having a great afternoon. Happy Monday. Got the amazing Lindsay Badillo here with me. What's up, Linz? How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing awesome. Now that we've got our slides sorted out and technical difficulties solved, ready to go. I see we got a full room in here, so I'm really excited for today.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I kind of don't, guys, just so you know, this is what was happening. So it's really weird because everything was totally fine. And then all of a sudden, like we went to just kind of like, and we're using a SharePoint version of this. So Lindsay and I are in separate locations working on the slides just to like, as today goes on, kind of like fine tuning, doing our final runs, everything's fine. And then we go to do PowerPoint slideshow and it's starting on like slide 11. We're like, what the hell? Why is it starting on slide 11? Go back through it, like literally copying, pasting slide. Like it was really weird. So what I ended up having to do is like copy the entire thing, make a brand new slide deck, paste it in there, and now it's fine. So I don't really know what happened, but something got weird with that slide deck. I don't know if it's because it's been a template for a while, so I don't really have a great answer for it. But I apologize. We've never had this problem before, so I don't know what happened. But whatever. Live webinar is what it is. So
We're here.
All right. So I'm going to give you 10 minutes back on the end, so we'll go fast, but we got amazing content for you guys today. Lindsay is going to walk through booking FTAs while you sleep. Now, in your world, most people don't know what an FTA is. I don't know. Lindsay, is that a seven-figure term? Did we?
I think so. I think it's a seven-figure term. Maybe some other folks know, but we definitely use it more than any other folks like that I've ever heard.
So FTA means first-time appointment. So the concept is, and Lindsay's going to go through this, but I'm going to kind of talk about a couple different things as I go today. You're going to get a little bit of Chris and a lot of Lindsay. So the whole concept of this is actually having a sales process that leads in with outbound and inbound marketing and some of these other pieces. So I'm going to let Lindsay talk about that, but I'm just kind of going to share my screen and then we'll roll. If you guys got some questions in the chat for us, hit us up. You're going to get me and Lindsay the whole time today. So let me get this up here. So got our slides here. Here we go. Just can you guys do me a favor and confirm that you can see my screen, see my slides? We're running out of StreamYard, so it should be totally fine. But just want to make sure. You guys just throw me a little something in the chat? Make sure you can see my launch page here. Okay, awesome. Seeing a bunch of yeses coming in. So I appreciate it, guys. Again, sorry, technical difficulty. Sometimes this shit happens. It is what it is. So, okay. Gonna get rolling here. So here we go, guys. Couple things. Got a couple different promises for you today. Lindsay, I know this was kind of yours. Do you want to go through this really quick?
Yeah, sure. So from me personally, so Chris and I are going to double team today's webinar. And my promise to you all in here, we actually have a variety of folks in here. We got folks who are current clients in our Elite program. We have current folks who are WiseTrack users, folks who have no idea what WiseTrack or Elite are, and that's okay. So no matter where you fall in that spectrum, my promise to you is that we're going to show you exactly how to use your CRM. And I'm going to be specifically talking about WiseTrack CRM because that's where we're able to drop in templates, assets, sales pipelines, etc. So I'm going to show you how to use your CRM to move leads into and through your pipeline so that you can close deals like clockwork. So you're going to be able to do that on a repeatable basis. That way you know exactly where your deals are, where they are, what they need, and how they're going to move to the next step. So I'm going to show you everything from how to move leads into the CRM and then how we let automations actually nurture those leads with relevant emails, relevant phone calls, relevant content so that they go all the way from being a cold lead or a very, very lukewarm lead all the way to booking that first time appointment or that FTA, as you're going to hear us say today on today's webinar. So that way you can turn your CRM into an automated marketing machine. So I'm going to give you lots of tangibles, just lots of kind of like to-do items that you can do that you can implement whether you're using WiseTrack or you're using something else. So this is going to be useful for all of us. So I'm really excited for today's webinar.
Super pumped about all that stuff. Also, a couple things that I'm going to walk you through along with Lindsay is our exact sales process that we use here at Seven Figure MSP to train down to our clients. Now we have hundreds and hundreds of MSP clients in our client database, or clients that we actually work with building their entire sales process top to bottom. So we're going to show you guys how to do that. Also, we're going to show you a little bit how to take those processes and turn them into 7 and 8 figure deals. Really cool thing. We just had multiple members at our live event a week and a half ago in Denver hit the 250K MRR added in the program mark. So we had to create a brand new, we have an MRR award, a monthly recurring revenue award. We have multiple members now that have added $250,000 of monthly recurring revenue while inside of the 7-figure MSP program. So I'm super stoked about that. So we're going to show you how they're using all those different things. Got a couple other things for you guys today. If you stay until the end with us, we're going to be giving away multiple prizes. One winner is going to get a $50 Amazon gift card. And then a second winner is going to get another $50 Amazon gift card. And then on top of that, everyone that is here is going to have the opportunity to win their very own $50 Amazon gift card by booking a call with our sales team. So please plan for that. We got a lot of cool stuff for you guys today. Going to walk through what our elite program is at the end. We're going to have a full Q&A session, all that on top of that as well. So a couple last things before I kind of start my little intro. Please pay attention. That means no tickets, no client calls, no distractions. I know it's really easy to get distracted by the other things. You know, we got the phones and we got all this other stuff going on. Just put it away for a little bit and focus. It's really important to do. And I think that's really key. If you're serious about changing your business, just give us attention for the next hour or so. Lindsay's going to show you some stuff. And especially, here's one thing I want to tell you guys. MSPs are traditionally very, very weak on sales and marketing. So let's really emphasize working on the things that we aren't the best at. I also have a free giveaway for you guys at the end of today's call. On top of what Lindsay's going to do, we have our ultimate CSRA cybersecurity risk assessment guide that we rebuilt for all of 2024. So we're going to give that out to you guys at the end of today's call, but you have to stay to the end. I'm going to show you how to do that. Really, really important stuff, especially as you lead into compliance, as we lead into legislation, FTC safeguards, all the other things that are happening right now. Really important to be doing cybersecurity risk assessments on the front side of your engagements right after the FTA, right? That's kind of what Lindsay's going to take you into. So if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Chris Weiser. Just like you guys, I was an MSP owner for over 10 years. I was in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin market. I currently live in Austin, Texas. Picked up and moved here back in 2015 after I sold my MSP. But again, I was an MSP owner. I started as a 0-person shop. So it was just me in my MSP in the early stages. Was a 0-1-person shop, just me. Hired a help desk guy, then kind of scaled and grew from there. Had just under $300,000 of monthly recurring revenue when I sold the business back in 2015. And what's really key about that is the same stuff that I did in my MSP, we've now built into 7-figure MSP, and that's what we actively work on and what we actively sell. So it's really, really key that you understand that you're learning from somebody that has been there. And that's really important. I think it's really key because I know what you're dealing with. I know what it's like in the trenches. I was a tech for a long time, but I forced myself to be a sales and marketing guy. And that's now pretty much what I do is sales and marketing, right? That's me on stage. Actually, it's kind of funny. That was Fat Chris. Man, look how fat my face was right there. That's Fat Chris. I lost about 40-ish pounds since then. Been working on my fitness, working on my health. And again, I sold my MSP in 2015 and built what you would know now as 7-figure MSP. We are now, I think, effectively this started in 2016, 2017, right around there. Kind of like was doing some one-on-one coaching and then have really launched that. So like 6, 7, 8 years now, been working on this. So also, by the way, you saw me on stage here as Fat Chris. You get Skinny Chris coming up in San Antonio. We just are a week and a half out from our Denver event, which was absolutely insane. It was so great. We had such great content. We got a bunch of snips that are going to come out for you guys on our YouTube channel and various other places. But we have our Q4 show, Mindset Reset, which is our Double Your MRR live training for Q4 2024. That is in San Antonio. October 22nd, 23rd, 24th. You can go grab a ticket right now. I do believe I have a special promo code from Maria. She just sent me one. Hold on, let me see what this is. Your promo code to get a 90% off VIP ticket. Now you can sign up for baseline. I think it's $47 or something like that for our baseline deal. But if you want a VIP ticket that gets you advanced seating, all kinds of special stuff that goes along with it, you guys can see it on the page here. Your promo code for today is the word sleep. I don't know where the hell that comes from. But she just made up some, I don't know. I guess we're going to take a nap. I didn't know where that came from. But promo code for today is the word sleep. That's going to give you a 90% off VIP ticket. But you have to take a nap.
Maybe it's because book FTAs while you sleep. That's our webinar.
Maybe that's what it is. Okay, that is a good call. Yeah, Maria, you got me on that one. So good.
Better mindset, better systems, better sleep. Exactly, Jody.
Okay. I got it. Okay. So here we go. Okay. That makes sense. So again, yeah. So to book FTAs while you sleep, you first need a rinse and repeat sales plan. So a couple things that I want to say to you guys. So first of all, do you guys have a sales process? I want you to tell me that in the chat. Do you have a sales process that you follow right now? And that doesn't mean we don't walk into a client and wing it. That is not a sales process. Do you actually have, and I'm going to say a process has to be, Lindsay, would you say 5 steps or more for it to be a real process?
Well, I think it has to be repeatable. That's the thing. It's like, can you rinse and repeat it? Can you actually pass this off to someone else? Because I think a lot of MSPs rely on everything is in their head and like, oh, a lead called me or I got a referral yesterday and, I'm going to call them back tomorrow or, oh yeah, I'm waiting on them to call me back. And you can't repeat that. You cannot systemize waiting to call them back or I'm going to call them back. That's not really a process. You would not be able to scale that to a sales team or to a marketing team in the future. So I think the number of steps is not, it's important, but most likely that's going to lead to it being repeatable and to getting a desired outcome. So the desired outcome is a signed contract. So how many steps does it take? Well, as many as it takes.
Yeah. And you can see Matthew just said here, a scalable and repeatable sales process.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a bunch of yeses and a bunch of miscellaneous comments here in our internal chat. So a thing I'll tell you guys as we go into this, and I kind of went through a couple different things. Here's what we do. Here's our 7-figure MSP sales play that we do. Now, a couple things that Lindsay is going to go through today. She's going to kind of talk about the front side of that. But we want you to go, and Lindsay, feel free to comment on this as we go here if you want. But one of the things that we want you to do is obviously have multiple places to get that cold or warm lead in. So you got that emails, calls, webinar, postcard, foot blitz, trade show, live event, chamber event, mixers, like blah, blah, blah. There's a million ways to get that. And then we take that into the FTA. And you see how right here already we're a 6-step sales, I guess 5-step sales process here. You get your nurture process, your FTA. Then that comes into a discovery call where we're learning more about the prospect. Now, it's really key in today's world. And if you think about any professional services engagement that you have in your business, I want you to think about this. Think about, in fact, I'll give you a great example of this. I was looking for a new bookkeeper early in 2024. I interviewed 5 of them. 4 of the bookkeepers had some type of an assessment process. Only 1 had a paid assessment. The best service overall that I saw on the pre-sales process was the one that had the super tight sales process and the paid assessment. So I paid $350 to have them go through my stuff and look at it. I ended up signing with them. They discounted it off of my first month, or my project, I guess is what because we had a cleanup project we had to do. But it just gives you a good example of what other industries are also doing. So they took me through an initial discovery call. They then took me into a bookkeeping, QuickBooks discovery risk assessment. And then they moved it into multiple different pieces. And I want you to be really, really conscious of that and how key that is. So we want you to go through a 3, 4, 5, 6-step sales process, nurturing along the way, making sure you have process and make sure that this is scalable. And we want to make sure that this is fully repeatable. Some really, really important things. So as we can see here, lead generation is on the front side. Your marketing is here on your nurture process. Sales then starts at the FTA place. And then we move into that closing process. Now, sometimes, depending on the size of your company, it's the same team, but also sometimes as you work on this, it's a little bit of a different team, especially as you scale. I will say in 7-figure MSP, now at this point, we have a completely different marketing team than we have a even somewhat discovery call team into the closing team. So we have 3 separate teams that are actively working on this stuff all the time. Really, really important to understand that and to realize that sales and revenue and cash flow is the oxygen that fuels your company. These are really, really important things I want you to be conscious of. Lindsay, I'm going to let you take over a little bit from here.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Totally.
Good.
I think it's
are we good to swap?
On that point, yeah, we've already swapped. I'm in there. So on that point, I think it's like if you go to the doctor with a headache, let's say you have a headache and your head's just been hurting, it's been pounding, and you've got this migraine, it won't go away. And they're like, oh, well, you know what? I think we're going to give you 3 different medications and you're going to start to take these around the clock. And you just walked into the office 30 minutes ago. and they're already giving you 3 different prescriptions to take. But wait a minute, do they even know what the underlying issue is? Or are they just treating the symptoms that you are telling them from your own perspective? So think about that with your clients. You have to have a process, and you see that here. You've got to have a process that allows you to assess what's going on. Why are you getting the headache? Why is your head hurting? Why won't it go away? What's the underlying cause of that? What's really going on under the hood that you can only see with the right scans, with the right type of assessments and diagnostics? Then we can make an informed and educated path to make you feel better, right? So that's what we're doing here. And I think it's really important as I start to move into some of the CRM stuff that you see, I don't just take a lead straight from being a cold lead and then I go and sign them as a client. There's so many steps that take place in between. And I know that we all want to find the easy button, and we want to find the button that it's like, yeah, I just want to talk to them one time and sign them on a 3-year contract. Well, that's just not really realistic. So if you look here at our process, you start out here. Lead generation is number 1. Let's say you're building a list, or you go into Sales Navigator or LinkedIn, wherever, you build this list and you source a list of 1,000 contacts. Well, once I get that list, I don't just call them one time and again sign them on a 3-year contract. I have a nurture process. Then I bring them into a first-time appointment. Then I bring them into discovery. So marketing is taking place in that nurture. So let's say I call them, or I import them into my CRM, as I'm actually going to show you how to do that here in a few minutes. And I call them, I'm emailing them, I'm giving them some goodies, I'm inviting them into my webinar, I'm bringing them into my cybersecurity briefing, I'm nurturing them, I'm building trust, I'm building the rapport that says I am the go-to IT and cybersecurity expert, I am the person that you want to be talking to. That's going to do 2 things. One, it's going to let them say yes to the next step, which is the first-time appointment, as you can see here on the screen. But it's also going to help you stand your ground whenever you do get to the end, whenever you get to the close, and you're probably quoting higher than other providers in your area. You are probably not going to be the cheapest person or the cheapest cybersecurity provider, cheapest IT provider. In fact, in our first-time appointment script, so in the scripts that we use for all of our sales processes, we preface that. We let them know, hey, we're not going to be the cheapest provider in town, and we may not be the right fit for you. We're going to have to make sure that we're going to be a good fit to work together. So it's really important that you have solid marketing in place and that you have all these steps in place so that when you get there, that conversation isn't a surprise. It's not a shocker to anyone on that call. Okay, so lead gen happens first. Then you have marketing. Then sales actually picks up that lead at the first-time appointment. So, for an example, I actually just got off of an L10 with one of our mastermind clients. And on this call, we have the sales team and we have the marketing team all on this one weekly L10. And I'm chatting through with them like, okay, well, who is working on outsourced lead gen? Who's doing the outbound lead gen? All right, cool. Who's doing the inbound lead gen? All right, awesome. And who picks up at the first time appointment? And so you've got inbound marketing, outbound marketing, and then you have the actual salesperson that's not even picking up the ball until that first time appointment is booked. Okay, so you're starting to see how all these are kind of different rooms of the house. They're all a part of the generating revenue house, but they're all kind of different rooms in the house. Okay. Now, the close does not happen until you actually run that CSRA. So you've got the first time appointment, then they move into a longer discovery call. On that discovery call, you're not even pitching your long-term services. You're not even going into, this is what it's like to be a client with us, and we're going to work together for 3 years, and we're going to provide you with X, Y, Z. You're only getting them to that very next step of the assessment. So think about whenever you go to the doctor, he's not going to provide you all the medications up front. Instead, he's going to say, okay, well, our first step is to get you into a CAT scan. That's the very first thing that we need to do. All right, awesome. Then we're going to actually go a little bit deeper. We're going to do an MRI because some of these symptoms just are not normal, and we really need to go a little bit deeper here. Okay, let's go do some blood work. All right, great. Now, after we run all these assessments, then we're going to be able to take a look. Our expert team, we're going to be able to take a look. Then we can come back to you with what we find and our recommended path. Okay, so same exact thing here. That's where the close happens. That's where the close happens right over here. Is after you get that risk assessment, after you have those conversations, then you can say, okay, cool, we'll be a good fit to work together. then you close the client. Okay. So I see a question over here. Mark says, agree with trust, but how is this achieved on an initial call? So that's why it's not always achieved on that first call, Mark. That's why you go from having that first time appointment. Actually, before they ever even get to the first time appointment, ideally, we've nurtured them. Ideally, we've taken them through a process that's going to help increase their trust in you, whether it's through a webinar such as a why you need a cybersecurity risk assessment webinar, or a here's what your trucking company needs to know about the new IRS safeguards, or here's what you need to know about what's going on with the XYZ breach. Maybe it's a weekly cybersecurity briefing. So you've got some marketing things that are happening over here. Then you move into the FTA, and then all we have to get them to do is to say yes to this very next step for the discovery call. Okay. So on that, at the end of that first time appointment, I'm just saying, hey, what we need to do is we need to get you into another call, 40, 45 minutes or so. I'm going to get to know a little bit about you. You're going to get to know a little bit about us. We're going to make sure your business goals align with the solution that we can provide you with. Okay. So then on that next call, those calls are typically 40, 45 minutes. You ask some questions about their business goals, some challenges that they're having, things that's going on under the hood. And you say, okay, so based on what we found today, our next best step is to actually run an assessment. In this assessment, we're going to be able to look under the hood of what's going on with your people, processes, and technology. From there, we're going to be able to make a recommended path. Okay, so that trust is not built in that one phone call. It's beginning to be built. And think about it like dating. When you date someone, you're not going to ask them to marry you on that first date. No, you take them out to coffee first. You meet, super low pressure, low stakes, no big deal. Okay. Then the next step, hey, would you like to go to dinner? Okay, awesome. Let's go meet up for dinner. We have a longer dinner together. All right. Well, dinner was great. You know what? I've got this function going on. Would you want to join me to this function? Maybe meet my friends, come hang out, whatever. Then you go to the next part. Okay, you can do a little discovery there, right? Do a little discovery, get to know them. Then you go in and you're like, okay, let's be exclusive or whatever, however this thing goes. Okay. That's where the close happens. So it doesn't just happen in that very first phone call.
Hey, Lindsay, can I say something really quick here? One of the things that I know you guys are thinking is we are a local company. We've always met with people in person. Companies are very okay with doing this now virtually. Zoom, Teams, however you want to meet with them. This also means you can scale this. Most of our clients in our elite program have moved most of this initial discovery process, that nurture and the FTA, maybe even the discovery call, to a completely virtual environment. And it's made it very, very scalable for them. Instead of rolling a truck and spending an hour and a half or 2 hours driving out to somebody's location, then we take that and make it into a technical engagement for the actual CSRA. That's fine, right? So go ahead, Linz.
Yeah, love that. Okay, so, and if we talk about some of these marketing items, you can actually see right here some of these items, such as webinar funnels, opt-in funnels, email campaigns, text message reminders, internal notifications that are going off in your CRM that allow your team to make sure that no one drops the ball. And it may just be you for now. You may just be, I am the team, marketing and sales and lead generation. It's all me. That's okay. So what this does is it allows you to make sure that nothing gets dropped, that you're not remembering it all up here, that when you get in more and more and more and more and more leads, whether it's inbound, outbound, wherever it is, that they all have a place to go and you know what the next step is. Okay. So we want to make sure that we're able to take our CRM and turn it into an automated marketing machine. Okay, so let's just talk about the old way, or maybe it's the current way for some of us in here, and probably it is. In fact, most MSPs that I talk to, this is the current way of running things. And I want to just show you the contrast between the old way and the way that we could be doing it. Okay, so the old way would include, maybe we buy a list from someone selling it to you. Maybe you can buy a list, or you pick up a list from a trade show or something. I actually just talked to an MSP last Thursday, I believe. They'd gotten a list of 10,000 leads, and they were from all over the country. So it was a national list, and they bought it for $1,000. I said, okay, cool. Well, how much did you pay for that? $1,000. All right. So I have thoughts on this. Number one, we don't need to be buying lists when we can build them. We can build hyper-targeted lists that are built on a certain geographical area. I recommend doing a zip code and then like a 100 to maybe 200 mile radius outside of that for one industry in specific. Okay. So you buy a list. This is the old way though. So we're going to buy that list. Number two, you're probably going to hold on to that list for 6 months or so. You don't touch it because you don't want to do anything wrong with it, right? You don't touch it. You don't import it into a CRM. You don't start calling it. You don't email it. Yeah, let me know if this is sounding familiar in the chat. Just put a yes in the chat if you're like, yep, this is me. I've got a list. I don't really know what to do with it. So you get that list and you don't want to mess it up and you don't want to scare anyone away or say the wrong thing, or you're not even really sure what to say. So you just don't really do anything with it. And it kind of sits there and it just collects dust. Okay. Well, finally, you decide to call the list. Finally, you decide, you know what? I'm going to call that list. I'm going to just put something out there. I'm going to see if something sticks. All right, cool. Well, I call the list. All right, awesome. I got a couple of answers. So I'm going to start to write an email. I'm going to manually send out emails from my Outlook or from my Gmail or from this email that I've set up somewhere. Maybe I set up like a mailbox that's just for marketing. And I'm just going to write them an email like, hey, so-and-so, I called you today. Give me a call back. We're reaching out about cybersecurity in your area. Give me a call back. Okay. Maybe you're writing them an email manually. All right. Maybe you book an appointment here or there. Maybe from you doing this manual work of picking up the list and you call them and you're writing them an email here and there. Maybe you book an appointment. Awesome. Love that. Okay. Now, whenever you get off of these appointments, whenever you get off of these calls to them, you're probably writing down your notes on a yellow legal pad. Also heard this last week from a different MSP. Yeah, Lindsay, I just keep it in my head or I write it on a yellow legal pad. Okay. Or you're writing it down in a Word document. Or maybe you had this also came through last week, a SharePoint folder where you're keeping all of your leads in that one folder. And you're sorting them by name. And then you have all their info in that one folder. And okay, that works. It works, right? Until it doesn't. Okay, so fine. I like it. I like it if it works. So you put them down, you put all those notes down, you're writing them down. Good job for you for taking notes. Okay, and you keep up with every single deal in your head. So there's really no visual way, no linear way to track where those leads are. Okay, what I see happen a ton with MSPs is that there's like, let me go back actually to the sales process back here. In an ideal world, theoretically, this is what we're doing. Theoretically, every lead would get a CSRA. But because everything is kind of kept in our head, it makes it a lot easier for us to change our process. And we say, oh, well, they seem like they were really warm and they seemed really into our conversation. So you know what? I'm going to skip that CSRA. I don't think that they really need to do that. Or you know what? That FTA went so well. I'm not going to make them do the discovery call. I'm just going to go ahead and pitch the CSRA here at the end of this first time appointment. And then what ends up happening is you get folks that say, yeah, I'm not ready for that. No, thanks. That's not for me. Or maybe they get through the CSRA, but then you go to pitch your closed contract, your deal. And they're like, yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to need to do some price shopping. I think we need to compare this out. We need to get a couple more quotes. And it's because we haven't stuck to the process. Okay, so this is not only one, a time sucker, but two, it's dangerous. It is dangerous and it is drastically lowering your conversion rates. Okay, and maybe it works whenever we're only booking, 1, 2, 3 first-time appointments a month, probably through referral, probably through word of mouth. People just kind of landing upon you in your community or whatever. That's fine. But what if you 10x that? What if you just doubled it? Could you keep up with all of that in your head? Could you keep up with all of that in a notepad? Okay. So that's what we got to think about. What we have to think about is, can I scale this? Can I repeat this? And when I go to bring in team members, am I going to be able to hand this process off? Probably not. If it's all here, probably not. Because what ends up happening is they're dropping a lot of balls along the way. And maybe somehow we're still managing to close a deal every now and again. That's cool. That's great. So what we need to do, what we need to focus on is your CRM doing the heavy lifting for you. Because if we set it up the right way, it will work like magic. It is quite literally magical, all the things that can go on in your CRM. actually, before this webinar, I was talking with Chris and I'm like, what did you used to do? Or like, and we were actually kind of chatting through our slides and we said, well, whenever we start to share on why the CRM is so important, maybe you share about you using a CRM in your MSP. And Chris, do you want to share what kind of the difference is between them?
Yeah, well, CRMs weren't a thing back then in the MSP space for the most part. So I used my PSA. We had Autotask initially, then we upgraded to ConnectWise, and that's where we managed everything. But for the most part, it wasn't even really, we had in ConnectWise, and we really didn't do this when we had Autotask, but when we had ConnectWise, we actually had a marketing board. So they had actual, it's kind of hard to explain to somebody. I don't think you've ever seen ConnectWise, right? You've been to IT Nation a few times, but you've never actually seen ConnectWise. They have like different areas that you can go into. It's almost like a workshop area. I guess we use monday.com for a lot of stuff internally. It's kind of similar to that, but you have these different boards that you could go into and you can move it along in stages, but it was literally almost like a blank sheet of paper. And it was very hard to replicate. And we had a lot of automation, a lot of things built into it, but it definitely wasn't, I look at that and then I look at what we've built. And when you hear Lindsay talk about WiseTrack, you'll see on the bottom there, it says get 14 days free of WiseTrack CRM. That's our CRM that we have customized that is built on the Go High Level platform. I look at what it was and then I look at it as now. There's no MSP that should be using any PSA or ticketing system or anything like that as their CRM platform. Even if you don't use this, go use Pipedrive or Close.io or something like that. That is, WiseTrack is very reasonably priced and we include it with our elite program. So, but that's what we used to do was the PSA method.
Yeah, totally. So with that being said, I think that we have an advantage now. We have such an advantage, especially with the CRM, with the sales process, et cetera, that you don't have to go manually create all that stuff yourself. So I'm going to walk you through that here in a minute, but just know that we have such an advantage because this technology and the AI that's built in, all the automations that are built in, it allows you to scale a lot more efficiently and a lot faster. Okay. So again, the old way, I'm going to buy this list. I'm going to probably hold on to that list for 6 months because I don't really know what to do with it. I'm going to probably do this stuff manually. Maybe I book some appointments here and there, keeping up with everything in my head. I'm probably going to drop a lot of balls as I go along. And that's the wrong way. You're out of here, right? So what we want to look at, I'm going to call it the WiseTrack way. Again, you can use whatever CRM, but I'm going to be specifically talking to WiseTrack. I will tell you from any other CRM out there, it is the most affordable. It has the most MSP specific assets that actually convert. All of our campaigns have been tested for conversions. It's just not random crap that we're throwing out there hoping that it sticks. I see this stuff every single day. I work very, very closely with it. I manage all of this. I manage the automations team, the campaign team, the copywriting team for this stuff. I know that it works. Okay. And if you go by HubSpot or Zoho, especially HubSpot, it is so freaking expensive. And I would rather you take that $4,500 a month and go pay for an SDR or a dialer instead of paying for that just for a CRM software. So use WiseTrack, use the rest of that budget to go hire team members to execute some of the stuff. Okay. All right. So the WiseTrack way is we're going to build a fresh list. And we're going to immediately upload it into WiseTrack CRM. Okay. So you're going to go build that list from whatever list builder you choose. And you do not have to go pay $1,000 or more to go buy a list now. You can go build it. All you need to know is what industry you're focusing on. So for an example, let's say I was going to target CPAs. Okay. I'm going to choose an area that they're in. Let's say I'm going to choose North Florida. Let's say I just go out of Jacksonville. I'm in the Jacksonville area. So I would choose Jacksonville. I would probably do like a 100-mile radius on that just so I can go out a little bit and just kind of get out of that central location. And then I can go to North Florida and starting to go into Central Florida a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to take that list and I'm going to upload it into WiseTrack. Now, when I do that, there are automations that we have built that are going to allow you to nurture those leads with relevant content, relevant things that matter to them. I'm not going to spam them with, hey, get a discounted CSRA. What do you associate with discounts in most cases? If you're just spamming people, cold leads, get a discount on this, get a discount on that. Well, they're probably not going to put a lot of meaning to that. There's not a lot of value to that. I'm not even really talking about the CSRA in the beginnings of my outreach to these cold leads. Okay. Instead, I'm going to be talking about things that matter to them. Certain things that are going on in the world, news that they need to know about, certain protocols that they may have in place, new regulations that they may be hearing about on the news. Okay, speaking to some problems that they may be seeing within their organization, such as passwords or onboarding new team members, et cetera. Those are the things that my outreach emails are going to be based around. Okay, so I'm going to nurture those leads. I'm going to call my leads. Yep, that's right. We're going to pick up the phone. Now, listen, if you save $4,500 on HubSpot, you now have the money to go pay for a dialer. So you're going to call those leads with valuable opportunities for them to learn from and work with you. So this is where your webinar funnels come into play. Your cyber briefing funnels come into play. Okay, so I'm going to call them with opportunities for them to learn from us. And then those leads will reply, or they will opt in, or they will say yes, and they will eventually move to that first time appointment. Okay, so Joe says, do you have this messaging templates? Do I have these templates? Yes, Joe. So I'm going to show you as we go on some of these templates. I'm going to actually show you a couple of demo videos in here. I'm going to take you through all these, several of these automations, and you're going to see this. So yes, thank you for asking. Okay. So now once I have gotten them into the CRM, all these things, what happens? Let me go to the next slide. Here we go. When I add them into the CRM, where do they go? What actually happens? Okay. I'm going to put them into what we call a master lead generation series. So what this means is I have 2+ years of highly valuable nurture material. Okay. The way that our master lead gen series is set up is we take them into 14 days worth of inviting them into a cybersecurity briefing. So this is the very first campaign that every single MSP can run. Every single one of you can be running a cybersecurity briefing. It's a 15-minute briefing where you invite the leads in and you're like, hey, we're going to be covering what's going on in the world today, especially regarding the XYZ breach. Here's what you need to know. Here's how it directly impacts you. Here's your next step. Book your cyber strategy session with us. That's just another fancy word for a first-time appointment. Okay, so you bring them in. After that, then they move into a 50-week nurture series. So that's 50 weeks of emails eliciting responses. 50 weeks of emails where I am nurturing them. I'm giving them relevant info. I'm inviting them to take the next step to respond to me, at which point I would then book them in for a first-time appointment. Well, let's say they go through all that year's worth of content, they don't book. Guess what comes after that? In that same master lead generation series. Then it's a 52-week nurture series. So I have over 2 years worth of nurture emails, nurture opportunities for these leads to build that trust with me. Like we said back here, let's see, where did he say it? I lost it. But back here, how we build that trust and how we gain our relevance. How do we gain that positioning as the go-to IT and cybersecurity expert? Okay. So you can actually see, let me see if I can play this for us. Yep. Here we go. So you can see here, it's an actual linear flow of the emails and the wait times that are inside these automations. Over there on the right-hand side, you can see where we have subject line, to and from. You have all the content that's inside of those emails. You can update your booking link right there. So it's like, hey, do you want to see what it's like? Do you want to see if we can help you? Would you like to learn more about how we can support you in XYZ? Book your call here. And you update your booking link right there. Okay, so yes, all that's already built out for you. Okay, so I want to know, tell me in the chat, how would it feel? So tell me, just think about that. How would it feel to have 2+ years of automated nurture content going out to your prospects? How would that feel to you? To know that you take a leads list and you're actually, oh, whoa, what did I do? You're taking a leads list and you're nurturing. Let me get back to where I was. You're nurturing them for over 2 years. How would that feel to you? I personally think it would take a little bit of stress off, right? Would it take a little bit of stress off your shoulders? Would it feel like, oh, I know that I'm taking care of lead generation in this way? How would that feel to you? Okay, I know that you're busy with tickets. I know that you're busy handling clients. You're busy running QBRs, running assessments. If you could take that leads list and actually have them go into something that's automated, and I'm not going to call it set it and forget it. I don't think that any marketing is ever set it and forget it. I think that's actually a really slippery slope. Whenever marketers and coaches, et cetera, tell you, yeah, set it up once and it's done. No, it's not. It's not done. You need to be looking at conversion rates. You need to be looking at how many leads it generated. How many clicks did it get? How many opens did it get? It's never, ever, ever set it and forget it. Okay. I don't care what anyone ever says. It's not. But I know for sure it would take stress off your shoulders to know that you are getting your name, your company, your solution into the inboxes and into the minds of your ideal clients. Okay. So what about when I get those leads? They're in my CRM. I've got those emails going out and I want to call my leads. I want to call them now. Well, we have what's called a power dialer automation inside of WiseTrack. This is where you take your leads, you upload them into our power dialer, and you're able to dial more leads in less time. Okay. So this is really good if you're starting to do outbound dials and you need to record your calls. You need to be able to record your calls. That way, whenever you got to pass this off to the next person that's going to pick this up, they're going to have some reference material. They're going to have something that they can go back to. Or let's say that you already have that person on your team. Let's say you're going to get your dialer or your SDR or your BDR ready to make some outbound calls. Well, how are you going to know what's going on in those calls if you're not recording them? If you're not tracking how many calls are going out in a day? If you don't know what happens when they didn't pick up, well, what happens then? You just never call them again? No, we're going to make sure that at the end of each call, we've got the status marked on those calls. So we're going to make sure that whenever, you make that call, whether they answered, they did not answer, we had a voicemail drop, or they said, do not ever call me again, we're going to make sure that we mark the status of that call. We can take notes on every single lead. This is absolutely critical. If we don't take a note, then the call didn't happen, period. If we don't take a note, the call did not happen. Okay, so stop writing your notes in the legal pads, put them in the CRM. So at the end of each call in your power dialer, it allows you to really quickly, and it gives you like 45 to 60 seconds in between each call to quickly go put those notes in, and then it's calling the next person. Automated. So I don't have to type in the phone numbers. I don't have to go and look at their contact and then pick up my phone, and then I'm going to eliminate all of that downtime. Okay, then once I make the call, I update the status, I add the notes, and it's automatically going on to the next lead while it moves that past lead or that last lead to the next stage in the pipeline. Okay, so you can actually see here in the screen share, it's kind of zoomed out at like 58%, 58% so that you can see all the steps in here. But you can see that whenever a lead doesn't answer or we have a voicemail drop or whatever, it's going to automatically move them to the next branch that they need to go to in the CRM so that they get the next touch point, so that they go to the next step, so that they are tagged appropriately. Okay, now we're operating like a true marketing and sales machine. Okay, so let me know if you guys have any questions as we go through this, because I know that we're moving fast and that we're covering a lot. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to cover here are our opt-in funnels. So let's say I've got this power dialer going, awesome. Well, I'm making these dials and maybe they're going to join my webinar, right? They're going to join into my cybersecurity briefing. They're going to join my briefing. That's what we call an opt-in funnel. Okay. So that means that when that lead says, yes, I want to attend, you see that right over here. They say, yes, I want to attend that training. Yes, I want to attend that briefing. Yes, I want to go to that thing. We're going to capture that lead info. We're going to capture that lead info so that we can continue to market to them. Now, what's going to happen inside of WiseTrack is their lead score is going to go up. They're going to get extra tags. We're going to have extra information on them because now they're not a cold lead anymore. Now they're a warm lead. Now I can really operate at the next level. And now I can really start to say, okay, they're getting warm. Okay, let's get them into that first time appointment. All right, but let's say, for example, they did not come from a cold call. Let's say it did not come from me making an outbound call. Maybe I'm running a social media campaign, or maybe I, just happen to put something out on social that says, hey, I've got this 15 ways to protect your business checklist. Do you want a copy? Drop the word checklist in the comments if you want a copy of our 15 ways to protect your business checklist. Awesome. So they're going to drop that in the comments. You're going to go send them the link. They sign up. Again, we've captured the lead info so that we can continue to market to them. Okay, so let's look here at our included opt-in funnels that are already in WiseTrack so that you don't have to go and like recreate all this stuff. Okay, so we've got our event or our webinar funnels, why you need a CSRA webinar, what your CPA firm needs to know about the new FTC safeguards, what your auto dealership needs to know about FTC, will you be the next to be breached webinar, take control of your IT webinar. There's actually several others in there. Lead magnet funnels, such as 15 ways to protect your business checklist, our dark web scan, defense contractor CMMC guide to certification, remote staff productivity, why you need a CSRA handout, and several more that are actually in there. Okay, so these are just ideas that you can use, okay? And they're already included in WiseTrack. They're already included in here so that you don't have to go do these yourself, okay? Now, let's look at, I'm gonna actually break down a little bit more into the webinar and how these funnels look inside of WiseTrack. And if you were to go create this on your own, what you would wanna make sure you have on your webinar funnel page, okay? So, and this is a funnel that converts. Again, all of these have been tested. They've been proven. They're not just something that we made up on the fly and we sell a tool stack or we sell a part of the stack and now we're going to throw in marketing materials. That's not what this is. We are marketers. This is what we do. This stuff works, okay? So here's your optimized registration page. So you can see up here, actually, I'll run the video. You can see up here, we've got a button. We've got a very clear call to action at the top. I've got who this is hosted by. And again, I have the button at the bottom where they're going to opt in. Whenever they opt in, they're going to give me their name, their email, their phone number, and I'm going to be able to capture their lead info. Okay, when I capture their lead info, I'm going to be able to do what? Go market to them, go email them, call them. Okay, they're now in my CRM. I've captured their information, and now I can go and nurture them. Now I can get them the right materials to get them into that FTA. Okay, so if you look right here, the next step after they opt in, so after they come in, they say yes to that webinar, then they're going to be redirected to a thank you page. So now it says, great, thank you so much for registering. We're going to see you this place at this time. This is your host, yada, yada, yada. Then what happens on the back end, and I'll show you this here in a second, what happens on the back end is they're going to get automated email reminders, automated text message reminders, automated touch points that make sure that they show up to that webinar. Okay. And it's exactly what we do. So we run this internally ourselves, just like this webinar right now. You guys opted in. You said, yes, I want to go learn this really cool thing about how to book FTAs while I sleep. Awesome. I want to go do that. So you guys received email reminders. You got automated stuff that went out. Now you're here. You're here with us on the webinar. Okay. After this webinar ends, we're going to have a replay page. We will have a replay page just like this that has a replay of our webinar and that gives our community an option to go book a call with us to learn more about working with us. It's the same exact premise. You will then have a replay page after where it's like, great, I did all that work to do my webinar, did all that work to get folks signed up. But now what about the folks that couldn't make it? They couldn't make it live. What do they do? Well, they can then click that button or they can watch the replay. Then they can go click that button to book a call with you.
Yeah. And guys, just so you know, all of our stuff, everything that we use internally at Seven Figure MSP is run off of WiseTrack, top to bottom.
Awesome. So what happens when your lead signs up? So when they say, yes, I want to sign up for the webinar, or I want to sign up for the lead magnet, what happens then? An automation is going to take care of them. So you do not have to remember to send out the emails, and you don't have to remember to send out the text messages, and you're not writing their names down on a yellow sticky note. And actually, you know what I see happen a lot is I see a lot of us doing, or a lot of our community, we're doing events on LinkedIn, and we'll put in all this effort to have an event happen on LinkedIn, and maybe even bring in like a guest speaker. Like I've seen several of us do speaking events with like Darren from Total, or we'll bring in other folks from like Keeper. And we have these other folks from the channel that are coming in to do these joint webinars, but you're hosting them on LinkedIn and we're not collecting the info. We're never collecting any lead info to get them over into your CRM so that you can continue to nurture them. Okay. Because how easy is it for someone to say, yes, I'm going to attend that event on LinkedIn, but then they never do anything with that. They never actually show up to it because they're busy, they're working, they're doing their jobs, whatever. They don't ever actually get into the event. That's why we got to make sure that we get their info over in WiseTrack, over in your CRM, so that your automations are taking place and you're actually moving them forward in the process. Okay. So if we look at this, automated emails, reminders, updates are sent through your pipeline. Okay. Again, goodbye to the yellow legal pads. And in WiseTrack, we're going to make sure that we're sending out confirmation emails. We're sending out reminders leading up to the event. We're updating your pipeline so that you have this linear pipeline that says this lead opted in, this lead attended, this lead did not attend, this lead has been called down on. And we have a flow of events that's taking place to track them in that pipeline. Because what's the ultimate goal? What's the ultimate goal? Where are we trying to get those leads? It's right there in the title of this webinar. We're trying to get them to the FTA. We're trying to get them to the first time appointment. Okay. Now, on the flip side of that, let's say you have an opt-in funnel, such as those checklists or those quizzes that we showed you back there. It's not really a webinar, but it's more like an asset that they can use. Those self-assessments. Okay, same thing. We're going to send them the email with the freebie attached. So inside of that email, it's like, hey, great. Thanks so much for signing up for our, self-assessment, our cybersecurity self-assessment. Click right here to download this, share it with your team, go through, rate yourself, be honest, XYZ. You can actually go ahead and book a call with our team here to discuss your results, right? I'm driving them to the FTA. Okay. I'm going to, of course, update our pipeline so that we know where they stand in that marketing pipeline. And then I'm going to enroll them into a drip email campaign. So at that point, they're then going to go into the master lead generation series, where now I'm going to nurture them for over 2 years. Now I'm going to make sure that they're continuously getting those emails from me. Okay. Nurture is absolutely critical.
Can I say something real quick, Linz?
Yeah.
So I just want to go back one slide really quick for me.
Yeah.
I just want to show this to you. So you guys don't have to use WiseTrack. We really, we'd love you to use it. We'd love you to try it, but you don't have to use that. We're a vendor agnostic community across the board inside of us. We just want to make it easy for you. But here's what I will tell you. Whatever you're using should be doing all of this also, which means it's got to probably get built. So somebody's got to build it. Whatever you're using, you should be doing this kind of stuff with it. And all these things should be part of your regular offerings as an MSP and how you deliver marketing and sales content to your prospects and clients.
Yeah, totally agree. So we want to make sure that we're nurturing our leads, again, to get them across the finish line. And if you look here, and we've kind of talked about this already, but we've got 3 nurture channels that are directing traffic to our FTA. Okay. So you've got your event funnels, your webinar funnels, you've got your opt-in funnels, and then you've got your outbound nurtures. That outbound are the ones that did not actually say yes, market to me, but those are the lists of ideal clients that we talked about in the beginning. Those are the leads lists that we built, and then we're nurturing them through that automated email, through those outbound calls. That's really our outbound marketing that's going on. Then over here, you've got your webinars, events, and your opt-ins. That's more of inbound marketing. And always, where are we driving traffic to? The FTA every single time. I'm not driving traffic to my CSRA. I'm not driving traffic to a closed client. I'm not driving traffic to a discovery call. They're always going to that 15, 20-minute FTA in the beginning. Okay, super important. So I want to know, before I go on to the next part here, what's your current process for when a lead wants to talk to you? So quick fire in the chat. What's your current process for an FTA? What's your current process for when a lead wants to talk to you? What do? They call your calendar?
As a company is what you mean? Like as a company,
Yeah.
Not just you as a person. Keep in mind,
Yes.
guys.
Yeah. Well, either, right? Like if they want to talk to you or talk to your company.
Yeah, but I think it's really important that you all start thinking like we are a company. You isn't scalable. You can't, I have this thing that I say to my team, if they come back to me, Lindsay, you know this, you can't scale that. And I always want them to be thinking, how do I scale this? How do I get it off of me and onto us? Because if somebody's out for the day. So how do you do that? So let's go back to your question again, Lindsay, because I want you guys to be doing this. What's your current process for a lead, for when a lead wants to talk to your company, right?
Yep, Jody put it in the chat over there. For when a lead wants to talk to you or your company. Very good. So I have actually seen this kind of take place. Oh, it's like, oh, well, just give us a call. Okay, but what if you're busy? What if your sales team is busy? Can you scale someone just giving you a call? Or, oh yeah, submit an inquiry form. This one kind of drives me crazy. On our website, we have like an inquiry form where folks like submit an inquiry. It's like we want to do like it's like entering your name and your email and tell us a little bit about what you want, and they submit the form, and then well, let's hope that whoever's on the back end is actually following up with those people. You can do that, but please make sure that you have the automations and the things in place. It's going to automatically get them in and get them someone on the phone ASAP. Okay. You need someone on the phone with them within like 5 minutes. If someone submits a form, they're getting a call back or a touch point within like 5 minutes. Super, super important. Okay. So,
also gives your staff the ability to text message them, which is a really, really big thing in today's world.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. So we want to be looking at setting up a calendar. Okay. Setting up an actual first time appointment calendar. Making sure that you have a calendar. I don't know why that orange arrow is down there at the bottom, super random. But you can see here, this is an actual cyber strategy session calendar booking page where your lead can say, hey, I'd like to chat with you. Let me find a time that works. Okay, Thursday, 3:00. Here's my info. Here's my name. Here's my phone. Here's my email. Here's a little bit about what I want to talk about. Okay. Then I go submit. When they submit, what happens when they schedule that meeting is you're going to have automated emails, automated things in the back end that puts them on your calendar, that sends them reminders, that sends them the link to join the meeting, right? Because we don't have to do these things in person. That's also another shift that we can start to make in the MSP community is we don't have to take 15-minute appointments in person. You can 1000% do this over a phone call or over a Teams meeting. Okay. Let's see. So Mark says, sorry about these difficult questions. How is WiseTrack embracing AI to reduce our input as an MSP? So number one, Mark, I don't think that we're ever going to I think reducing your input in your sales and marketing system is a very, very dangerous play. Okay. I think us looking at it as like, oh, I don't want to be involved in sales marketing. It's super dangerous. What we are doing is we have AI supported chat. So you can take a chat bot or take a chat system out of WiseTrack, upload that into your website, upload that onto your landing pages, upload that, and you can have an AI chat there. Okay. I think that it gets really, really dangerous whenever you start saying, oh, well, just call in and you can talk to our AI bot. Maybe if they've consented to that, maybe if you've got that bot so dialed in, which I see very few people do, both in the MSP world and without, so very few people have that process dialed in. There's no way I would be handing off the lifeline of my business to AI right now. Wouldn't happen. I don't care how many people are trying to sell me AI bots on Facebook. So with that question mark, there are some things that we can start to use, such as like a chat support where they know that it's AI. Okay, but there's other things such as spin tags. So WiseTrack is starting to play with having like variables plugged into your emails where AI is used. And we don't always have to think about AI being like this fake person that we're talking to, but thinking about the AI that would go behind using variables in our emails. So let me play with my greeting. Let me play with my subject line. Let me play with the way that we open up this email. That would be a use of AI. Okay. We actually just brought in a new AI call in our elite program. So our elite clients are like on the cusp of this stuff. Like every single day we're talking about AI. We actually just brought in a new coaching call as of last week. Chris kind of threw this out there at our Denver event. Like, surprise, guys, we're going to have a weekly AI coaching call now. So every single Wednesday, we have an AI coaching call where we're going through what are you using AI for? Not just in your sales and marketing, but as a leader in your organization, what are we using AI for?
Yeah, we had a full AI workshop on the opening day of our Thursday at the Denver live event. We had Jeff Woods was there, who just is, in fact, all of our members, everybody that came to the live event got a copy of Jeff's new book that's yet to be released called The AI-Driven Leader. Which was, that workshop was unbelievable. So that was really cool.
Yeah, super cool. So let's say they book in with you. Okay, they booked on your calendar link over here. Here they go. Now what we want to do is we want to think about how are we going to automate the booking process. So what happens after that? Again, we've got this built-in booking calendar. Okay, so they've booked in, but once they're in there, we want to make sure that we've got the confirmation emails going out that says, hey, thanks so much for booking your cyber strategy session with us. We're looking forward to seeing you. We're going to be covering X, Y, and Z on this first time appointment. Please come prepared with your ABC, right? Here's your link to join. We're going to call you the morning up to make sure you're able to join the link properly. Please reply to this email if you need us in the meantime. If you have any cybersecurity emergencies in the meantime, please give us a call at this number. Okay, so I've got those confirmation emails going out. I've got reminders going out both through email and text message. Okay, so you can kind of see that process over here. You can see where I've got my intro calendar. I've got my emails. I've got the wait times. I've got, hey, a reminder, our meeting's starting right now. I'm going to wait. Then after that, as long as everything went appropriately, then they're moving on to the next step of my FTA, which is the discovery call, which is getting them into that very next step of that sales process. Okay. So I'm actually going to show you on this next slide. This is going to be a lot and you're going to be like, holy crap, Lindsay. But I get asked this question, like, can we just see a flow of how all these automations work? Can I just see, I just want to see this at like a 50,000 foot view.
Yeah. Prepare yourselves, guys. This is a lot.
Prepare yourself. It's a lot. But I want to show you how much time and effort and resources have went into building out this automated salesperson in your CRM. Okay. And I want you to see what it's like to have an actual system for your lead gen and sales. Because here's the thing. You can take everything I'm telling you right now and you can go build this stuff on your own. Absolutely. But we have invested so much resources, so much time into building this out for you. And I'm going to show you just how big and how you don't have to implement all this at once. I don't recommend that. That's why we have certain things in place in our onboarding process. But I want you to see all the things that are in here. Okay. So you can see here, we've got a lead comes in. They go to this step. You've got all these things down here. All these different things are working to eventually get them into that first time appointment. Okay. All the different steps, all the funnels, all the nurture series, all these things are all interconnected, moving them into that first time appointment. Okay. So it's a lot. I'm not even going to go into much detail there, but I want you to see all the effort that's been put into the system. Okay. So next up here, a couple of things that I'm just going to run through that's included in WiseTrack. And again, you guys can build this on your own, but I would really love for you to try out WiseTrack. Okay. If you want to give WiseTrack a try, you can grab a 14-day free trial, get.wisetrackcrm.com. If you are an elite member, or if you become an elite member, this is actually included with your it's included with your membership inside of the elite program. So the highest level package that we have on WiseTrack is $297 per month, which is absolutely incredible for all that's included. And I'm going to walk you through that, but that's included if you're an elite member with us. Okay.
Can I ask you a quick question also?
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people talking, there's a couple questions coming in related to different CRMs and different PSAs. Just so you guys know, like, if you were to try and replicate all of this stuff on any PSA, any CRM like HubSpot or Salesforce, or I think HubSpot's the only one that kind of really has the depth of what we're talking about, because like Pipedrive is basically exclusively sales. Close.io is exclusively sales, or pipelines only is effectively what they are. So this is putting it together an entire system. I think Keep also is out there. So Key EAP, that's the old Infusionsoft. They rebranded it. Also, HubSpot is there. But the challenge is your costs to manage this. I know HubSpot is like thousands of dollars per month to replicate what we're doing. And then you still have to put the content in. So I just want you guys to be very conscious of that. And that's usually been the thing that pushes the MSP away. Is they're like, this is a giant beast. How am I going to manage this? And I watch guys trying to build it in Dynamics and like blah, blah, blah. It's insane. And Joe just said here that, oh yeah, you saw that on the screen. Trust me, I have Go High Level and I would not try to build this. So Go High Level is, it's gohighlevel.com if you guys want to look at it. That's the skeleton. It's effectively the skeleton. We are the recommended MSP version, officially recommended MSP version by High Level. They were at our show last week in Denver. We're great friends of Sean and Rob and Alex and Austin Garner and Who else was there?
Chase Buckner.
Chase Buckner. Chase and Austin were actually at our show, and Jonah. So just want to let you guys know that we are endorsed by them. We work with them very closely, and we added the Powered by High Level officially about a year ago to our platform. You know, we always was Powered by High Level, but we officially say that now.
Yep. Love that. And the power of that, and we're going to have a podcast released on this pretty soon. So the power behind that is that they have over 300 people worldwide on their development team. So that's how they're able to be the skeleton and to put the power into the CRM and into this business management platform of it. I mean, essentially that's what it is. It's not just a CRM. It's a business management platform. You can send proposals, invoices, build courses, memberships, funnels, landing pages, forms, all these things on there. So they build the skeleton, and then we're able to put all of our actual converting marketing and sales content in. So it's really cool how we're able to do that. Okay, so I'm going to finish up over here. So a couple of things that's included inside of WiseTrack, all in one inbox. So meaning you can get all your marketing and sales emails and correspondence here. You can also manage your Facebook, your Instagram, your all those social platforms, LinkedIn, messaging, all inside of your one inbox. You have a native text message and phone system. So that means that you can have designated lines that are just for marketing and sales, so that you can actually track, well, how many people are calling me from this page? How many people are calling me from this marketing platform, from this marketing campaign? We can track all of that inside of WiseTrack. Native email systems, CRM and pipeline management, dashboard analytics, funnel builder, automation builder, booking calendar builder, social media planner. We have a mobile app where you can actually scan in business cards at trade shows. You have a mobile app where you can call leads right here from your cell phone, but they don't have your cell phone number, right? It's the year where we stop giving clients our cell phone numbers. Monthly newsletters. We have 7 different webinar funnels, 7 different, I don't even think these numbers are accurate. I need to look at this, but 7 webinar automations, 4 opt-ins, 4 opt-in funnels, automations, emails, cyber strategy session calendars, all these awesome things that are included. And then of course the support and the onboarding that go with that. So if you go back to the page, that was let me just go back really quick, and then I'll be passing the reins over to Chris. But if you go back to that page down there, get.wisetrackcrm.com, whenever you go to sign up, there's going to be 2 different options. Okay. There is a $97 option and there is a $297 option. Let me just share with you the difference between those two. The $97 option does not include all of those assets. So it's going to be fine. It's going to give you the skeleton, and it comes with the one funnel, the why you need a CSRA funnel. Okay. But the $297 version is going to give you here. Actually, I think I can share this on my screen over here. Can you guys see that? No, you can't. Darn it. That's all right. But you're going to actually see whenever you go click the button to go to the next page, you'll see the difference between the standard plan and then what we call the elite plan. Okay. And you're going to see a huge list of things that are different between the two. And then that way you can make an informed decision on what would be best for you.
Hey, Lindsay, I'm going to bring that up really quick and we'll share that quick.
Okay. Yeah, I actually have it pulled up, but I don't think my screen is sharing.
It's okay. I'm on multiple monitors. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll bring it up here and show you really quick.
Okay,
So
I'm going to
just one
remove my slide deck from the chat. There you go.
Okay, 1 second. Old Man River got to
Lynette said, I'm going to answer this question while you get that. So Lynette says, don't you have to pay extra for texting and email, et cetera, and go high level? Yes. So for any CRM, for any emailing or text message provider, you're always going to have to pay for those. Our pricing is like 0.001 cent per email sent, I believe. And I think it's a little bit less for text message. But yes, for any platform you ever use, you're going to have to pay for those separately.
Yeah. Great. Oops, I just screwed that up. Hold on.
I love what Joe said. If you try to build this out yourself, you're going to basically lose focus on the business. Yeah. Love that, Joe. Thank you for that.
1 second. I'm going to share my screen here. Oh, did I screw that up? There we go. Okay. So here's that page that Lindsay was talking about, the different pricing plans. So Lindsay, you can just go through that. I got the standard plan on the left and then your elite plan on the right.
Yep. So you'll see in both of them, you get the 2-way text and emails. You've got the Google My Business Management and messaging, web chat. This is where you can take an actual chat, like a chat, and put it into your websites or on your landing pages, your calendar page. reputation management, Facebook Messenger, call tracking, missed call text back. Every single business owner needs missed call text back. Every single business owner. Okay. Text to pay, CRM, email marketing, forums, websites, funnels, workflows, campaigns, tech support. Okay. Bonus opt-in funnels. But then if you go over here to the other one, the elite version gets all those things, but also and I don't think that everyone needs these features, but it's good to have. So let's say that you're offering like some cybersecurity awareness training to your clients. You actually have the communities or the memberships option where you can build out courses for your clients, and you can have cyber awareness training, and you can house your past webinars in there. Okay, and you've got all those bonus webinars, all those bonus funnels, all the bonus automations, campaigns, calendars, workflows, pipelines. All those things are included in that elite version over there. Okay, and that is included with our elite program, which Chris will be talking to you about after we finish up here. So just know that if you become an elite client, that $297, it's all included inside of your elite membership. All right, so I will hand it over to you, Chris.
Okay, so I got a couple things that I'm going to go through really quick here. I think.
So Rob, if you just go to get.wisetrackcrm.com and then you click on the button in there that's like get started or something, it's going to take you to that page.
I think he was talking about the flow chart you had up on the screen.
Oh. I don't know. My team built it. I'll find out for you. I don't know.
I think it was just built from an export out of our WiseTrack is what it was. I believe.
I know which one. He's talking about the really massive one. I don't know where.
Yeah.
I don't know where they built that.
Yeah. Okay. Let me throw this up on the screen here for you guys. So we got question and answer time. Lindsay, also great job. It's great. And I know that I even saw some guys talking in the chat. We had a couple of our clients in there talking back and forth on different things. And I know the concept of using a CRM is almost like, oh, I don't have to do that. I have my ticketing tool. I have my PSA, because that's what MSPs always did. But I promise you, this kind of level tool is what you should be doing. Again, don't care. Would love to have you in WiseTrack. It's included in our elite membership. We have hundreds of users in it right now. It's awesome. We're building a hell of a community. I'm really, really pumped about that. Lindsay, what was our growth in the last year? It was like 600%, wasn't it?
Yeah, we like 400%. We like 4x'd it basically in the last 18 months alone of active usages. And we've got like hundreds more that are in there, but they're just not really using it to the level that they should. But yeah, we've like 4x the usage in there. I think we've sent out like over 800,000 marketing emails, like all of our clients combined, like in the past year or so. So it's been really cool to watch this grow and to be a part of it.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Obviously, we talked about a couple of different things here. If you have any questions for me or for Lindsay related to our sales process, I mean, I really don't care what you ask. You can ask, like you got me and Lindsay sitting here. Anybody have any questions while we go here? Really quick, Lindsay, I'm going to back up one slide here.
I think we've been answering questions as we go.
So much as we go. I think so too.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure you guys saw the URL. It's get.wisetrackcrm.com. If you're watching on the recording, Jody put that in the chat for us. It's get.wisetrackcrm.com is how you can go get your 14-day free trial. Also, there's a couple of people that said in the comments, if they want to just go high level, we are an affiliate for Go High Level. So you can go underneath us if you want as well. Lindsay, if you wanted to throw that in the chat,
I'll put that link in the chat.
You can do that as well. Then you get some bonuses from us as well. But here's what I will tell you. Don't know. It's kind of going back to what Joe said here. If you try and build this for yourself, you have to focus on your business. So the only way that I would probably go down this path, if I were you as an MSP, is if you, and we've talked about this to our members as well. You are more than welcome to do that. You can build out your own agency. You can actually work in, do basically the same thing that we did, building out a shell, using High Level as the shell, and then you have to build out the content. But you also think about what an RMM is when you get it. It's empty. Think about what your PSA is when you get it. It's empty. You have to populate all of it, top to bottom. You have to build all the content. You have to find the niche. You have to find and more importantly, you have to provide support. So we have a whole team that runs on this stuff now, and that's why we can provide WiseTrack the way that we do it. So that's just really important stuff to think about. Okay, I'm going to keep going on my stuff here. Let me just move fast past this with Lindsay's
So,
stuff.
hey, Chris, can I just speak to that
Yeah.
high level affiliate thing really quick?
Yep.
I've got the link right here. It is go.sevenfiguremsp.com/high level. That's our affiliate link. But let me just tell you something on that. Whenever you get high level, it is a blank canvas. Okay. Just like Chris said, you got to go and add on all that stuff. So what I would do, if you're like, okay, I'd like to be an affiliate because I would like to, have other sub accounts, or I've got other businesses, or I've got clients that I can use this for, I would still have a WiseTrack account. And that's so that you can get our content and you can have the marketing, you get the monthly newsletters, and you get the campaigns as soon as they drop into your account. Okay. And you can absolutely have an affiliate account and you can go resell this stuff. That's great. Awesome. Okay. You also get support from us. So if you use that affiliate link, if you join high level to then resell it or to build out other accounts for your clients, you do get support from us. So you get support from Chris, myself, and our WiseTrack team in helping you build that out. So do know that that option is there, but I would still have WiseTrack. That way you get all of our marketing funnels, marketing campaigns for your actual MSP. So that's my words of wisdom on that one.
Yep,
and
I
I
agree
will
with
drop the high level link in the chat so that you are using our affiliate link.
Yeah, very open to all the above. We want to try and make this easy for you and something that you actually use, and that's what's key. Not trying, I know you like to tinker with stuff, and I know you like to make systems and be software guy and all that other stuff, but it's just very difficult. Okay, going to move past our Q&A since we're beyond that. So remember everything that Lindsay was talking about here, using the system that we built. It's the 7-figure MSP elite program. We call our entire sales process running the play. Using this system top to bottom, we've had many hundreds of MSPs double their recurring revenue in 12 months or less. Here's a couple of great examples of that. This is Mark Enzor. Mark is in Tucson, Arizona, here in the United States. That's South Arizona, about 2 hours south of Phoenix. Mark started our elite program October of 2021, so just about 3 years ago, at $100,000 in MRR. Now, he's a little larger. I understand that. A little bit larger company. He's a great example of somebody that has in fact, he's over this now. He's over doubled. I think he's over $200,000 in MRR as well. Over doubled his business in 3 years. I didn't say it takes just 12 months or less for everybody, but sometimes it takes time. He started it's a lot of work to do it. Don't get me wrong. It is a lot of work, but use the system to massively increase. Here's another gentleman, and this is a very, very realistic opportunity for you guys to look at as well. This is Brett Gallant from Miramichi, New Brunswick, Canada. So he's far northeast in Canada in an 18,000 person town. He started our elite program also June of 2021 at $22,000 of MRR. And this is a really, really relevant one to look at, specifically because he was kind of small. He was a 3-person shop, 22K of MRR, monthly recurring revenue. He's currently over $100,000 of MRR. So he's 5x'd his revenue. And actually what's really important and really key about Brett is he's cut his endpoints by over 100. So he's, not because he's firing people or getting rid of them, but they just weren't a great fit for where he was at. And so he increased his pricing, his per seat pricing, and he was at 600 endpoints at $22,000 of MRR. So let's just do a little math on that one. I got to pull out my trusty calculator here. So we got $22,000 divided by 600. That was what his per seat price was before, $37 Canadian. Now he is at 100, I think he's 108,000 MRR divided by 450 endpoints. That's his average per seat price now. So he's completely changed how he's selling. He's changed his offering. He's a single flat rate. And I think that is very, very key. And I want you guys to really pay attention to that. That is really important stuff. So the program that they're using is our 7-figure MSP Elite Inner Circle. This is a complete sales and marketing program to help get your business, to get your MSP moving away from just tech. Now, side note, we're going to focus on sales. We're going to focus on cash flow. We're going to focus on revenue. We're going to focus on marketing. That does not mean we're going to say be a crappy MSP or neglect tech. You should be good at that. But we need the right amount of money to deliver the right services. We all know that we are in a place now where we are expected to deliver cybersecurity. You are expected to deliver a full stack. How can you do that when you're charging like Brett was at $37 Canadian per seat per month. You just can't afford it. Your costs are more than that. So we teach you various different things, and I'm going to go through this. Lindsay, if we got any questions, just call them out for me, okay? Because I'm not.
Yeah, I do have a question, but I can wait until you get through this.
Do you want to hit it really quick?
Yeah, I can hit it real quick, and then after
was that a CRM question?
Yeah,
let's come back. Let's come back to that. We'll come back to that one.
I
want to get through this really quick here.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that one. So, starting out inside of our elite coaching program, we have full sales and marketing coaching. So first, you come into the program. In fact, Lindsay, we had a full room of 25 today in our onboarding with me. Every Monday, you got me, Ryan O'Hara, and Paul Conley, our sales onboarding launch team. We launch you guys into your offering. That's our Double Your MRR sales system. So you get your complete sales onboarding process live. That's with me, Ryan, and Chris on every Monday. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you work with our VP of sales coaching, Cindy Phillips, to where she runs the play with you. We help you run your first 3 deals live. That's really key. We also have every single week 3 sales open office hours. Our goal for you, while you're in the program, never work a sales deal alone. You should be working with our team real time, all the time. Never be alone. You're never on an island. Every single deal should get worked with assistance. Your first 3 we handhold you through, but after that, no deals should be worked alone. After you start getting your feet wet, or maybe you're a little bit bigger MSP and you want to get into marketing right away, you have a marketing team. We work with you and the amazing Lindsay Badillo, who happens to be right there on the screen. That's her. I'm not sure which picture is better, the live one or that one in the screen.
Aw, thank you.
Nice picture. But Lindsay runs our marketing machine. She is our VP of marketing coaching. She does her complete marketing machine onboarding every single month. So a little bit longer sprints in her cohorts because it's a little bit harder. It's a lot more stuff, right? You guys see all the stuff that's inside of just WiseTrack alone. Then we have to make sure somebody's working on it. It's also things that MSPs aren't comfortable with. So we have to kind of fine tune. There's a lot of work on that. Side note on this. One of the reasons that MSPs need sales and marketing coaching help is because you're natively techs. Remember, Lindsay, I did my keynote in Denver. It was Tuesday, so it's 2 weeks ago tomorrow. I did my keynote, and I had everybody raise their hands. And I said, how many people in this room started out as a one-person MSP? And like 85% of the room left their hand up because they started out as one-person shops, myself included. So we know how to be techs. We know how to learn, but we also know how to do. We know how to learn how to be techs. We can learn how to do sales. We can learn how to do marketing, but you have to focus on it because times have changed, guys. So not only do you get the marketing machine live with Lindsay, you get the weekly open office hours, 3 of those as well with her and her team. So you get massive amounts of sales and marketing coaching every single week. Now, some things that are also included with the platform. We include proposal, presentation, and agreement templates. So you get our full cybersecurity sales presentation. That's the PowerPoint. Our full cybersecurity sales proposal. That's the Word doc, both included. Our risk acceptance letter template. Let me tell you what that is. When you walk into an existing client, you say, hey, we need to do more. And we run the play on them. And they're like, nah, we don't want to do that. We've never done that before. You only charge us $36 a month like Brett did. Okay, that's fine. If you don't understand what this means yet, I'll still service you, but I'm going to draw a line in the sand. This is where my liability stops and yours begins. And we hand them that letter. We give you that template. We call it the risk acceptance letter. This is not an agreement per se. It's you telling them this is how it's going to be. If I'm going to service you, here's what it is. So you're kind of walking out of the door with full stack on your new plan or full stack or existing stack on whatever they were, but liability removed and put onto them. Obviously, you want to run these things by your attorney, your counsel, which we actually have a great partnership with a product called MSP Law Firm, which we go with as well. But really important. Side note, we also include our full master service agreement and statement of work templates included. In fact, the entire MSP contract kit that we used to sell is now included in Elite. I don't think that's highlighted in here, but everything, not just discounted access, that is included. So you get your full cybersecurity incident response plan, discounted access. Nope, we included in Elite now. These are old slides I got to update. But bottom line is we have general counsel on staff and you get the entire suite. If you guys take a look at mspcontractkit.com, also included in Elite. It's a $4,000 value that we used to charge for. It's now included in our Elite program and partnered with our in-house counsel, Paige Taylor. So she does an Elite legal call every single Monday. In fact, that was today at 2 p.m. Central. So about an hour before we started this call. Some other things included: process structure and tools. You get our full risk assessment system, how to do a CSRA along with the tools to do the CSRA. You get our full hiring machine and our full MSP CRM WiseTrack included with our elite program. So this is awesome. So you get this, the coaching, the support, all that stuff on top of it, the 100+ marketing campaigns. We actually also just updated this last week in Denver, not 400 clean leads per month, but 1,000 lead credits per month inside of our clean leads platform. That's every single month for all of our elite members. You also get a professionally written 52-week nurture sequence and an MSP website, all included in the platform. So Chris, what's the next step? You guys saw all the stuff that's included. We got all this pile of stuff that's here. It's probably well over a $20,000 value. We got to kind of update some of that stuff because we got so much stuff on the list now. We just keep piling on and piling on. And the price really doesn't change. I think I have to start raising the price is what I need to do. But my special offer for you guys today, if you book your call, we got a consulting call that you can book on this call with us right now, 12 months of our elite coaching program. It is $2,000 per month. I do have a little bit of a fast action bonus for you. So here's what you do. If you work your slides right now, if you sign up for book your call right now, I will take $250 off per month off of this. So it's $1,750 a month instead of $2,000. You do have to book your call right now. You don't have to commit to anything. All you have to do is book a call and show up on the call, and we'll honor that price for you. You'll also get a $50 gift card if you do that. So we're going to throw this in the chat for you guys. Lindsay's typing away. You can hear her typing. And Mark said, here's what Mark said here really quick. I'm just going to pull this up. Love it. Thank you guys. I'm based over the pond in the UK. Mark, we do really well over there, for the record. Our program works over there. We've had many people. We got guys in London. We also got guys in Ireland and Scotland, all of them using the program. Pretty much every English-speaking country in the world is using our platform right now. I'll say that. We are killing it in Australia and New Zealand. We got a bunch of, actually, we've really picked up a lot of Africa lately. I'm not sure. We got South Africa today. We're doing we got a bunch of different African countries. So we're doing really well across the board, across all those different countries. So Lindsay threw that in the chat for you guys. No matter where you're at, if you're watching on a recording or if you're watching on a live stream, feel free to pause, snap that. What this does, I'm going to do this right now so you can see this. I'm going to throw my camera on the QR code. Come on, baby. QR code goes right here. So you guys are going to see what happens really quick. Goes to that strategy page. You get a little Chris video, and then you can book your call by clicking that red button right there, and that'll take you right to your booking page right there as well. That's either going to be with Tanner or Jose from my sales team. They're great guys. Jose was a former MSP employee. We brought him over here and now beat him regularly with hoses. I hope Jose's watching. He lives in Round Rock. He's about an hour north of me, so it's kind of fun. So, okay. So, got a couple more things for you guys really quick here. One last piece. Chris, I don't know if this program will work. I'm nervous to commit. I think this is a scam. I know that there's a lot of stuff out there. We've been around for a long time. We just hit Inc. 5000 for the second time, guys. Super proud of that. We are in the Inc. 5000 list in the States. That is Inc. Magazine. I think I got one laying around here somewhere. Oh, it just came the other day. But Inc. Magazines, Inc.com, INC.com, has their annual 5,000 fastest growing companies in America list. We just hit it for the second time. First time we were number 771. Second time we were number 1,686. What that means is we're chunking up in growth. And if you think about how much harder it is when you're bigger to grow, that should tell you how big of a deal it is that we got on it the second time. I'm really pumped about that. Is there a guarantee? I got a couple of guarantees for you guys. First of all, I have a 90-day money-back guarantee. I believe in this program massively. And I will also tell you, we've offered this 90-day money-back guarantee for about 5 years. No one's ever taken it. Oh, Dan, thanks, buddy. I got a great picture of Dan on my phone. Hold on.
Oh, I have some epic pictures of you and Dan.
So Dan is our resident karaoke machine. He's going to be real mad at me for showing this. Hold on. Actually, there we go. There's Dan.
You're going to be mad at me for showing this one. Oh, wait, no, this is a sweet one.
There's Dan and me. There you go, buddy.
That's actually really cute. Look at this one.
That's what you get. Yeah, that's Dan. But anyway, that was Dan. This is also Dan karaokeing for the record. It's also Dan karaokeing after the Denver event. So that was a good time. But I believe so much in the elite program. If you participate in the work and attend the calls. Now, keep in mind, you're not going to come into this program and say, ha, 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 I'm going to pay 1 month and steal all the Wiser's money, or maybe I'll charge back my card. I will find you. What does the Liam Neeson thing say? Yeah, he's got that thing in, what's that damn movie?
Don't ask me. I'll fail all movie references.
You do fail all the movie references. But if you participate in the calls and if you show up and do the work, and if you're like, okay, this program is crap, I'll see no ROI, it's not worth it, it won't work in my market, I will give you your money back in full.
Jody found the movie.
Nailed it with the Taken movie, yeah. This has never been requested. I'm never going to sit here and say everybody's succeeded. Not everybody's succeeded. Everybody that puts in the work and shows up succeeds, for the record. But there's definitely people that don't do anything. I'm not going to debate that all day, right? No different than there's people that don't do, remember P90X? Lindsay, did you ever see P90X? Mm-hmm. I did P90X. It was great. You know what I didn't have? I didn't have a trainer. I didn't have accountability. So I didn't do that well in it. I did okay. But I'm in far better shape now because what do I have? I have a personal trainer that comes to my house. That accountability is necessary. I practice what I preach.
Yeah.
On top of all that, I created a second guarantee. If you participate in all the work and attend all the calls and do your first 3 CSRAs that are managed with us in your first 90 days, and you don't make at least your initial investment, so that $1,750 in initial additional MRR, so that initial investment, if you don't make at least that back in new MRR, which means in the first 90 days, you should be at 0 investment cost other than your time. So forget the money. It doesn't matter. We're going to hand this back to you. I'll write you a check for that amount. Also, never been requested, because here's the deal, guys. If you come into the program, it works. You do the work, it works. It's really key. Really important stuff to remember. Okay, got a couple other things here. Let's see what we got here. Hold on, gotta get mine here. Oh, we got prize time. Jody, I had assigned Jody. Oh, somebody asked a question here really quick. Jody, I assigned you our prize winners. So we had all the people that participated in today's call today. You guys put great comments in. Jody's going to pick 2 people to win our 2 $50 gift cards. Jody, if you want to throw those to me on Teams, or if you want to throw it in the chat, feel free. What I need from you guys is your actual email as she does this. Hopefully Jody's here. I'm going to answer this really quick. This was really cool from Dan. So Dan, thank you. We made the list because of 7-figure MSP. They are on the Inc. 5000 list along with us. We had multiple of our clients make the Inc. 5000 list this year. That was cool. Dan also said haha from his picture. Okay. Luis Guillen said, do you support Spanish? Now we have a couple of people that speak Spanish on staff, but all of our coaching and all of our content is in American English. I will tell you that. Oh, speaking of which,
we do have clients that are in Spanish-speaking countries. Mm-hmm. So we have several clients, or in just like other countries other than like English being the first language. Venezuela, we have a client in Venezuela. We have clients in Colombia.
We have a client in Mexico as well.
Mexico.
But they all take our content in American English. I will say that. Okay. We do have our winners for today. We have Mr. Mark Stone. Congratulations, Mark.
Yay!
And then we also have Luis Guillen. Congrats, Luis.
Oh, cool.
You guys each have a $50 gift card coming to you from Lindsay directly out of her paycheck. That is amazing. You're welcome, Lindsay. Jody, what we do need to make sure we do, if you guys can do me a favor, put your MSP email in the chat. Jody, you good on that, or need anything?
I do have another question I want to hit up here.
Yes, let's do that really quick. And then
okay. So Luis actually had another question. He said, how can I integrate with my current CRM? We do more things there after we close a deal. So it just kind of depends on what your current CRM is, Luis. There are Zaps, and we have Open API. So there's Open API on WiseTrack, where if you have API integration, we can integrate them to Zap things back and forth. So I think it's just kind of on a case-by-case basis.
And when she says Zap, she means Zapier.com, guys, just so you know. So we can support Zapier. It can support, there's Pabbly. There's a couple different other open API automation platforms, but Zapier, Zapier.com is what people are most familiar with.
Yep. And we do also have not one-on-one. We have group onboarding full SOPs, full processes for getting everything set up. We have 3 open office hours per week with WiseTrack, a fix your funnel call with Elite, and we do offer done for you. It's at an additional cost for our Elite members for WiseTrack. So let's say you have some things that you want to migrate over, or you want to just go have someone come in, set all these things up for you. We do offer 30 days unlimited WiseTrack done for you services for an upgraded price. It's very affordable, and I think it's actually a really great way to get things kicked off. So that is an option.
Yeah, we got another question here from Mark Stone. I want to be a 7-figure MSP. It's ultimately down to the first line support team. How do we empower that first line support to create the leads?
Marketing machine.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's really key. Now, here's the one thing, guys. There's no one marketing activity that's going to magically make it work. It takes a system. So when she's talking about marketing machine, that's our training platform. But what she's also saying is a thing. You have to create a marketing machine, which means you have to really work at it. It takes time. It takes effort. It's not going to be like, poof, oh, magically, I have all these leads. It takes time. It takes effort. And it's really funny, Lindsay, how we actually go to these live events that we have. And then we have all this motivation and all this pump up stuff with our clients. And then they go back. And what happens literally in the first 7 days after they go back?
Well, it's like work and family and life and all the things. And that's the importance of having accountability.
But not only that, they go back, they get all motivated. They go back and they start magically booking FTAs and they start booking client stuff, right? Mm-hmm. We saw that with Joseph. We saw that with John Hansman. We saw this with a bunch of different guys where they went back and they're like, Sheila Hare was talking about that today. Jerry Morgan was talking about it. So we have all these people that were talking about, I was at the live event and I got all motivated and excited. I went home and magically I did all this action and things started working. Mm-hmm. So it takes consistent, active effort and that discipline to stay on top of it. I think that's some of the big keys with that.
We have clients that book or guests at our events that are making sales and booking deals right there at the event. I remember we showcased one from the stage. Literally day 3 of the event, he closed over $100,000 in revenue. He was like, "I'm here, and I have empowered my team to do this."
Was Jay Lewis? I think it was Jay Lewis.
Yeah, it was Jay Lewis. Yeah, it was Jay Lewis. Yeah.
So, okay, guys, before we let you go, if you have any other questions, throw in the chat. Lindsay or I are here until that's done. But I promised that CSRA blueprint in the beginning. So there's your link for that and your QR code for that. So I'll leave that up on the screen for a second. Mark said here, I am that machine. You have empowered me to succeed. Let's go, buddy. I'll tell you what, Mark, I would encourage you to reach out to me if you want to, if you're concerned at all about whether this will work in the UK. This does work in the UK. And here's another thing is we sell to you in Canadian money, if you're in Canada, Australian money, if you're in Australia, or UK money, English money, pound, quid, etc., depending on where you're at. So we sell to you in your currency. So it's $17.50 a month in your currency is what our subscription costs. That's pretty unique. I don't think anybody in this industry does that at all. So really cool stuff. Lindsay, any other things you want to say?
Yeah, I think we've done it. We've covered a good bit today. I know it's a lot to go through the CRM and to just think about how you can start building these things out. My advice is to just get in, get onboarded, get going, find an accountability partner, have a conversation with our team. See if Elite would be a great program for you if this could support you in your growth. And it's one step at a time, one funnel at a time, one person at a time, one contact at a time. And yeah, let's just keep rocking and rolling. It was great to have you all here. Thank you.
Okay. Great job, Lindsay Badillo. Amazing content today. For Lindsay, my name is Chris Weiser. Hope you guys are having a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.